Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to talk about an interesting book that was published recently, and it's a book about tarot, and it is called Soul Journey Through the Tarot, Key to a Complete Spiritual Practice, and is written by John Sandbach. And there's another subtitle here that says Integrating Numerology, Astrology, Kabbalah, and the Contemplative Life. So here is the book. This was published at the end of last year, 2023. And it's an interesting book, and it's quite a unique type of book. And the reason why this book is unusual is because this book has correspondences that are not part of the Golden Dawn system. And the reason why I wanted this book is because I am also interested in other systems of correspondences in relation to Kabbalah. And I'm going to show you the deck that best ties in with this book, which is the Brotherhood of Light Egyptian Tarot. And there is a review of this deck on my channel if you have a look at the tarot review playlist. So for people who are interested, there is a review of this deck. And the Brotherhood of Light was an order, and it's still current, it's still around, and it was founded by C.C.Zain. Here is an example of what would usually be the Knight court card, but it is called Horseman in this deck. So they'll give you an idea of the design of the deck, the Egyptian design. So you can have a look at that tarot review if you would like to see more about that. The author mentions in this book that you can also use this book with the Marseille deck, and he mentions in the book why a Marseille type of deck or the Brotherhood of Light deck is better to use for this method, for this system. And I have always said that with Kabbalah in general, it is better to use a plain pip deck anyway rather than scenic pips. So I agree with that. So I'll give you an idea of what's in this book, but it's definitely worth getting for people who would like to learn another system other than the Golden Dawn correspondences, because I have been working with the Golden Dawn system for many years, and it is because of that in more recent years I have been wanting and using other systems, just to compare and contrast as well. It's really interesting to do that. And the author is an astrologer, a long-term practicing astrologer. So I also was interested in that approach as well. And I love the way that the book is written. It's accessible, it's interesting, it's quite refreshing to read a book and want to use it and want to learn more. I don't buy many tarot books in recent years for that reason, because a lot of the tarot books that are being written in recent years seem to be rehashing all of the same things that have been written before. So I'm always looking for something, that's more refreshing and written from a different angle. And I also like the way that the contemplative life and spiritual practice is used with the approach of this book as well, because this is not a book of divination with tarot. I have not used divination with tarot in recent years either. I do use tarot more for esoteric development and as an esoteric or spiritual path. So for people who want to do that, this book is really good for that. So I'll give you an idea of the different things that are in this book. It's in different parts to begin with. There are 4 main parts of the book. So there's a great introduction, which is worth reading. And I also like at the beginning of the book, there is a chapter called Meet the Cards, which is about the major arcana. And I'll give you an idea of the great images that are in this book for the major arcana. So you can see this. So this would normally be the magician card, but it's called the magus or the messenger, and it has got the correspondences on the images that are the same as the major arcana in the Brotherhood of Light deck. So I really like that. It's very, very interesting. I love these images for the 22 major arcana. They're all great. And then the chapter goes much further into the correspondences and definitions for each of the major arcana cards. So that sort of took me in straight away. As soon as I saw these images, I thought, oh, this is great. And then when I noticed the correspondences were different, I thought, oh, wait a minute, this is not Golden Dawn. And when I realised this is all part of the Brotherhood of Light correspondences that were created by C.C.Zain, I really wanted this book because I've been after a contemporary book on the Brotherhood of Light system. There is the book that was written long ago by C.C.Zain called The Sacred Tarot. It's still available, particularly through the Brotherhood of Light website. But I wanted something a bit more contemporary. I've been after this for a while, so I'm just so really pleased with this book. So part 1 is about the major arcana. You have got the 4 elements, and there's a chapter called Synchronicity and the Major Arcana. There is a chapter called The Threshold to Magic. And there are 4 workshops in the book as well. One of the workshops is called Journaling with the Tarot. There is a chapter called Ritual as Magic. And I think that is a great concept, ritual as magic. That's the other thing I like about this book. The approach is fresh, it's different, it's original. It's quite a unique book. And I also like, there is a workshop on the 3-card spread, and I'm quite a fan of the 3-card spread. I just think it works so well, so I like that. Part 2 is on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. So you have a chapter called The Stations on the Tree of Life, and you have the paths on the tree of life. So I'll just give you an idea of the picture, the diagram that's in here. You can see this here. And the associations for each Sephira are not the Golden Dawn. So that's another reminder for people who are interested in a different system. This is the book to get. And in a lot of ways, this particularly is good for people who have been practicing with the Hermetic Kabbalah for a while, or quite a while, and they want something different. They actually want to be challenged. They want their minds to be opened a bit more to different ways and different systems. So I really like that. So part 2 is all about the Kabbalistic tree of life. Then part 3 is the minor arcana. The minor arcana talks quite a lot about the numbered cards and the court cards. And I want to mention here too that even the elemental association for the Brotherhood of Light or C.C.Zain system has a difference with the elements associated with coins. So coins or pentacles, it's called coins in this book, are air, and swords are earth. And that is explained in the book. So, there's always these differences, but it's really good to consider why these differences are there. Then part 4 is advanced practices. So you have a chapter called the metaphysics of the question. So that is when you are using the tarot for divination. I like that, the metaphysics of the question. So that takes away the mundane idea of the question. Most people who are going to do conventional divination, they're going to have a more mundane type of question. So I like this idea about the metaphysics of the question. Then there is a chapter, quite a large chapter, about numerology. And also to do with, there's a chapter here on gematria. And that is to do with the Hebrew letters and how they relate to numbers. The corresponding numbers associated with the Hebrew letters. Then there is a 7-card layout for problem solving. And I like the way that you have got a chapter here on Kabbalistic and therapeutic levels of the tarot. And there is a very original chapter in here called Tarot Contemplations and how to go about that. So I really like that chapter, and I haven't seen that before. So I really like that as well. And then after that there is a great index. There's lots of things in this book. The index is really good. I really like the index because I think there's so much in this book that it's very helpful to just look up the section in the book that you want or the information that you want with the index. And yeah, I'm just looking through the index now, and as I was saying, there's a lot in this book. There are some things in this book that are really quite different, but it's original and unique. It's just different, and these days I'm after original and unique, which this book is. And it's also looking at the Brotherhood of Light C.C.Zain system. But as the author says, you can also use a Marseille book. A Marseille deck with this book. So I'm recommending this book for people who really want something different, who want to look at a different system other than the Golden Dawn, especially not only in regard to a Kabbalah practice, but to do with a spiritual, esoteric system. Soul Journey Through the Tarot, Key to a Complete Spiritual Practice, Integrating Numerology, Astrology, Kabbalah and the Contemplative Life by John Sandbach. So I'm quite impressed with this book, and I really like the book. I haven't been so interested in a book in recent times as I am with this one. I'm just glad that it is available and that I have this to kind of reset my practice a bit, because I'm always looking to refresh and alter some of my approaches with my practice and with my spiritual outlook. So I think it's really great for that. So for people who are looking for something different and they are curious about other systems in regard to tarot and or Kabbalah and correspondences, this is the book to get. So I'll put some details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.